Hey there, I am Foodel, and welcome back to the storage facility. Today, we are doing a video on the 5 Minutes of Freddy's Help Wanted 2 Funko Pop line.
But Foodle, you said in the last few Funko Pop videos that you didn't really want this to become the main focus on the channel, and yet here you are doing two back to back, like one.
It's okay to be quiet now.
For real though, the reason why I'm doing this is because the last video kind of taught me a lesson of that this channel isn't quite big enough to just kind of make content on whatever and expect people to be interested in it, which is totally fair. So I'm trying to balance out like videos of just normal stuff in my collection versus things like Freddy's that most people are actually here to see. So I'm gonna try to do like a FNaF or Bendy video every other video, that way I can keep, you know, some mildly interesting things that other people actually care about in rotation. That being said, I also have just a lot of miscellaneous Funko Pops that really on their own will not serve well on the video, so I'm just gonna throw them in here at random points, so look out for some special guests. Before we get into this, I actually do have a couple of things I got here from a thrift store, that being some miscellaneous 5 Nights at Freddy's mystery minis. We'll go ahead and start off here. This is the glow-in-the-dark puppet mini. I'm being so careful with these things because like the glow-in-the-dark minis are like notorious for being breaking when you so much as like look at them wrong.
Look what they did to my boys!
This is from the second set of minis Funko ever did, and my mom just kind of popped into a thrift store one day and just found this and a few other things, and I was like, heck yeah, for $3, sure thing. I also got the glow-in-the-dark Bonnie as well. Also, just to further express the depths of my dumbassness, when I was filming, I completely somehow missed and forgot the fact that I already had a glow-in-the-dark Bonnie, so I actually have two now, so yay for me. So weird how like the bodies are like transparent but the heads are not. Like I don't understand what's so unique about the head that it has to be so different. These aren't the most, you know, top of the line quality, you know, pristine things because you freaking got it at like a bin at Goodwill or something, but you know. And then oddly enough, the only other one they had was this Blacklight Glamrock Freddy from the Security Breach set, and it's actually a 1 in 24, so he's actually a decent bit rare and in much better condition. He's a lot more recent than the other two, so he's not, you know, as sought after, but it's still really cool to see. And then to segue into actually talking about Funko Pops and not minis, there was actually a fourth FNaF Funko item that was there, that being a sadly beaten up jump scare baby pop. So this pop on its own is a pretty sought after valuable thing, and it's really freaking cool. And there she is, again, not the most pristine condition, but, you know, that's kind of what you get when you go for the thrift store, but it was, like, literally $4, and for how rare of a figure this really is, I mean, how could I not? Plus, like, some of her faceplates are missing, but they actually included them in the bag here, so theoretically, if I just find the right materials, I can put her back together William Afton style, so. I'm gonna go ahead and just move these guys out of the way, though, because there is a lot to cover today, and not gonna be enough room to do it all. But, without further ado, definitely a decent bit of things to get through. And I also am going to reiterate again that not everything here is going to be FNaF. There's going to be a few just miscellaneous things just because I do not have another way of showing these off in videos. So I figured just grouping it in with another pop video will work well enough. But for the pops we'll be looking at for this first batch, we have the DJ Music Man pop, the Vanny pop, and then the glow-in-the-dark Eclipse pop. And there's one more thing in here that's not FNaF, but that'll be one of our special guests later. I reckon I'll go ahead and start with glow-in-the-dark Eclipse here. So he's actually a GameStop exclusive, and this is the first pop I have that has this new, like, exclusive sticker where basically, apparently just putting little stickers of what store they're exclusive to on the box has gotten too expensive. So they've instead just switched to doing these kind of like holographic things to say, hey, this is a special little thing. And you just kind of have to assume that, oh yeah, because it's here at GameStop, it's a GameStop exclusive. Which to me is a little silly that we've swapped from stickers to this, but whatever, bro. So here he is, and oh my gosh, the detail on the Ruin Pops never fail to amaze me. I don't actually have the normal Eclipse Pop, I didn't really pick it up. I do have Ruin Chica and Roxy though, so technically this means I have all three Ruin Pops, but this is the glow variant, so I'm gonna have to go get the original at some point because collector syndrome, yay. But yeah, this is just a really, like, steady, all-around good figure. A lot of detail that you normally don't really see in pop figures. I just love the way the face kind of like cracks and reveals the endo, and like it makes sense how the endo is underneath there. Circuitry on the back, it's a little rough on the paint, but for like 10 bucks, what can you really expect? I am curious about the glow. However, I will have to turn off so many lights to try to show that on camera that I just blatantly don't think it's worth. I was trying to show off the glow effect, but my PC monitor where I'm recording my main audio is just too bright to really make it happen. And plus, it's just not showing up on camera at all. So, never mind. Here at Foodel Storage Facility, everything works 100% of the time, and if it doesn't, you're hallucinating. Ultimately, this is a really highly detailed figure. Definitely pretty cool. I don't understand why we need to do pop figures with just slight variations all the freaking time. Why is the copyright on the head? What? But yeah, this is the type of, like, exclusive that I just really despise, because it's just, like, it's the same exact figure again, but it glows, but it's glittery, or something or other, and it's like, why? I already am giving you money to get the figure. Why do you make me want to spend more on the same thing again just because it glows? Next, we'll go ahead and do Vanny. Also, you can see on the back here, they actually do have the whole set featuring Glitchtrap, Vanny, DJ Music Man, and Scrap Baby. And for full transparency, I actually don't have Scrap Baby yet. I just wasn't able to find her for this video, and I really didn't want to have to place another online order before I'm able to clear some of my mail table off. So for that same reason as well, I don't have the Funko Shop exclusive Roxanne yet, or her chase, but I'll work on it at some point. I'll get them, and we'll do like a part 2 at some point when I get more FNaF pops, maybe when the, you know, Mimic wave comes out. Oh, wow. This is a prime example of less is more. Like, this is not the most highly detailed figure of all time, but the detail they did put into her is really freaking good. Like, the stitchings, they are all there, all the little stitch marks. She looks like Vanny. She doesn't actually look like a freaking egg stitched onto the body of a FNaF plushie. I love those eyes, too, and, like, little, like, mark. Like, it really just tiny little things like that to really just make the pop feel more expressive and less lifeless like a lot of them do. I also think this is, like, the first human character ever for the FNaF line. I'll fact-check that, but, like, minus, like, you know, Springtrap, which I guess technically is also a human, but it's also interesting to me how they didn't do, like, a security breach line. Like, I know they're doing a Glamrock Freddy figure that's exclusive to Gamestop here soon, but, like, they just blatantly didn't do a security breach line. The only security breach figure we really got was just the Sun and Moon, and that was it. Though, if I can be perfectly blunt, like, my favorite FNaF game, I think, is Help Wanted 2, and so just having a merch line based on that is really cool for me in specific, but even I'm like, what? And here is probably gonna be my favorite out of the whole set, DJ Music Man, who originally this was actually gonna be a pop premium, meaning it was going to be a bigger pop, and it was slightly more expensive for that reason. But for whatever reason, Funko decided, like, oh yeah, no, we're actually not gonna do that. But GameStop in specific, where I got these guys from, didn't update their pricing on him, so I paid like $5 extra for this dude when I really didn't have to. So if you're gonna get this guy, do not get him from GameStop. You will pay more. I also love the box art, how it includes like Funtime Foxy and their minigame. There's 2 of them. This is my first time ever opening a pop figure with this weird box setting, so this will be interesting. Oh wow, that's a lot of feet. Yeah, this is probably like my favorite Funko Pop of all time. This is, oh my gosh. Again, the detail on this thing, like, these feel like real speakers. Oh my gosh. Got all 6 of the feet. Dude, I remember people freaking out about like that one teaser where like the feet were coming down through like the stacking on the TV, and like, it was such a cool time. His head rotates. I didn't think they would, but that's so cool. He's definitely like, I think this is the first Funko Pop ever to where the torso is actually bigger than the head. This is such a cool, I just have a little spider now. I just have a little guy. He's just here now in the palm of my hand. I'm a little sad this didn't turn out being a premium, especially since I paid for a premium pop, but honestly, like, this is really cool, really good. I don't think I have a single complaint about this guy. This is just good. Go in. The sideways box, while definitely I understand why they had to do it for this character, is kind of annoying because now I have to display it weirdly with the rest of my pops. Well, display it. They're really just hiding in my closet because I don't have really room to do this, but here I am. All right, so now it's time for the first intermission, as this is not a FNaF pop, but it's something I just saw at GameStop and didn't even know existed. But this is actually the Pop Heroes in a deluxe GameStop exclusive Bane from Arkham Asylum. There's also just the art of Bane from the game as well. Definitely a very chunky pop. He feels very heavy, and Whoa, the detail on this guy is insane, actually. Like, he's got a whole ass mechanism back there. That's pretty cool. I'm not the biggest superhero fan. I'm not trying to, like, complete a set, but, like, the Batman Arkham games in specific, I have a very major soft spot for. Arkham Asylum, especially. It's, like, the only one of the games that I've actually, like, fully, like, 100% completed on Steam. So when I saw this guy was actually in store, I was like, how old is this? Kind of a decent bit old. This is actually 2024 pop, and I picked it up late last year, so I've been sitting on store shelves for a little over a year at least, so. Okay, so that is it from my run to GameStop, but next we're gonna do another miscellaneous pop, but this time it's actually FNaF. So basically, Funko tried to do their own LEGO Dimensions recently. It was a little, like, platformer game called Funko Fusion, and FNaF, for whatever reason, was included and had part of a level in it, and they made Funko Pops based off that. So here is Freddy Fazbear with Pizza Launcher from Funko Fusion. And all the Funko Fusion's pops as well have, like, chase variants where they're, like, zombified. So there is, like, a zombie Freddy with Pizza Launcher Funko Pop. But what is going on in there? Hang on. What the heck? Exclusive in-game content? So I guess I'll do that if I get the game at some point. These don't expire, do they? Uh-oh. Regardless, though, here is Freddy Fazbear with Pizza Launcher. Who is that supposed to be? Is that Freddy or Foxy? Because it has the symbols of Freddy, but those are Foxy's ears. What the heck? I also like how, like, they're trying to specifically encapsulate the Funko jank of their figure, so they brought the top teeth back for him. Regardless, funny thing. And people also use this as an excuse as to why FNaF and Fortnite should happen. Funko Freddy, I think, is like the new gen adventure Freddy. Like, it's a different variant of the character. Because I'll be blunt, I don't get the appeal of, like, $50 skins. And FNaF specifically does not seem like it's the most fitting thing for it, so. But yeah, there's just a cool random thing that exists, apparently. Time for yet another intermission, this time not being FNaF. Instead, it's being something so much better. It is the freaking Chicken Man. The Chicken Man himself is a Funko Pop, and he is beautiful. You understand, Al from Toy Story is, like, one of the greats. He's up there with Big Weld, the Lorax. Who are some other, like, American icons? The Train from Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. This is, like, the roundest pop I own, and I own the Fun Bun Ralph Breaks the Internet pop. Like, not much like, this is just, like, printed on, I think. It's a very, very basic figure. There's not too much going on, but it's the freaking Chicken Man. It's the Chicken Man. How can you, like, look at this and tell me it's not amazing and the best thing ever? Also, a fun fact about this guy, I actually picked him up when I was in Orlando, Florida for Halloween Horror Nights. No, this is one of the souvenirs I got when I was down there. I just popped into a Walmart. Okay, so next is the box. So this was a box I ordered off of HotTopic because that's where 90% of the exclusives for most of everything go now. There was also another figure in here that is not Funko, but I just had to go ahead and take it out because it's not a product series that I'm going to be promoting on this channel for the time being. If you know, you know. But yeah, I really, really wish that I had learned a little bit more before I bought that thing, but again, if you know, you know. I don't want to get censored by YouTube because this channel is so small, I will never get it back. But yeah, I'm not covering that company on this channel. Not until things get situated, if they ever do. But let's not let that slow us down. These are things. What things? We're about to find out. So the first one here, I just kind of started popping these open without thinking, is Glitchtrap. So I actually am really glad this is the first one we're opening. This here is the first Mimic Pop that they've made. Again, I now have all three of these guys. I just do not have Scrap Baby or Roxy yet, and those are just it for the Help Wanted 2 line thus far. Well, and the Roxy Chase, but I hate Chase Pop. I hate the concept of chases so much. You don't understand. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not as big of a fan of this guy as I was of the other two. He just, like, his colors are a little uglier to me. They might be accurate, but to me, Glitchtrap was always a little more yellow. I don't know, I just don't care for this as much. There's not as much going on here. It kind of just feels like slightly less impressive and unappealing Vanny. No shade to Glitchtrap, though. I love the character. It's just the pop figure in specific. It kind of looks like, you know, puke brown. Next up, we have one of two exclusives for the Help Wanted 2 line. The other one being Roxy, like I've mentioned like 15 times by now. That being Jacko Moon, which I already really freaking love the face on this guy. Oh my god. Let's go ahead and open him up. I think what I was trying to say earlier with Vanny was that, like, these pops feel so much more cleaner. Like, Eclipse seems very, like, it's heavily detailed, but also a little sloppy for that reason. These things just look, like, pristine and, like, really, like, just smooth and high quality. I don't know if, like, Eclipse is, like, intentionally like that. I mean, like, to be blunt, Freddy from the Fusion line was the same way, and he's nowhere near as detailed as Eclipse. Like, neater paint job on the circuitry, and just everything feels just so much better on this. I love the face on this character so much. It looks so good. And there we are. Right then, now to the next one. This is a pretty cool one. This is Endo02, which is actually a New York Comic-Con exclusive pop. I, of course, got the shared one from HotTopic. I just stubbed my toe on my freaking stand. He is so metallic-y, dude. Also, Toy Freddy. Toy Freddy's in the poster there. Hello, Toy Freddy. Oh my gosh. Oh, wow. This is, like, made out of a different material. What the heck? You see the amount of wiring just, like, stuffed in there? I don't know if it's intentional or not, but it is, like, really, like, bent up. I imagine that's probably not intentional. Maybe because what the heck? This thing is really freaking cool. It does feel very cheap, though. This does feel extremely cheap. Just this weird metallic material, anytime it's used on I think I had, like, a Star Wars pop. Like, somebody I knew, like, had a Star Wars pop made out of this, and it feels the same way. Like, it's very cheap feeling, but dang does it look really cool and shiny. Like, wow. This pop is also the reason why this video happened, just because I convention exclusive pops are so, like, rare for FNaF nowadays that when they were making one and it was based on Endo02, I knew it was going to sell out, like, immediately. So I picked it up on Hot Topic as soon as I could and went ahead and just picked up some of the other pops with it. So that is it for the FNaF pops, but I still got a couple more things. One just fell on the floor. Everything's falling apart. So here I have 2 of the 4 Portal 2 Funko Pops, which are very rare and very sought after because Valve Pops are just, like, non-existent anymore. Yeah, this is Peabody and Atlas. These are the 2 droids you play as in the multiplayer campaign. I'll go ahead and take Peabody out of box, but Atlas is kind of in a protector, and so I won't be taking him out since, you know, no one really cares. This is Finds of Freddy's video. But here he is, Peabody. Dang, hecka full of detail. Really love the coloring. Portal gun, portal gun. Overall, just a really cool pop and, like, really awesome that they made, like, something so big in gaming history into a figure like this. Now do me a favor and do some Half-Life pops, Funko. Oh wait, I just realized it just says she's watching you on there. That's really cool. So that is, my friends, the entire array of Funko figurines that I've accumulated over the past few months, mainly of the FNaF variety, plus a couple other homeless people I picked up. I'm gonna try to get my hands on the rest of the Help Line 2 sets. Maybe gonna try to do that when the Mimic Wave comes out, because those ones do look pretty cool, and maybe I'll do a video on those then. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, by the way, because I didn't think that was, like, a real thing, but no, it actually is real. Like, people just genuinely forget, so this isn't me trying to be pushy or, like, trying to demand it, but, like, if you made it this far, please don't forget to subscribe if you were going to. If you weren't, it's fine, but, like, people genuinely forget. I didn't know that. Please consider doing so if you haven't already. And I will see you all in the next thing, which is not going to be an 100 subscriber special. I decided against doing those for the time being. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you all in whatever thing I decide to do next. Goodbye.